Ew, what is good? My anime people, what is good, yo? Guys, seven of deadliest sins. Um, I don't know how I really feel about this week's episode, just in the grand scheme of um, nothing really popping off in the grand scheme of things. It felt like it was definitely just another reason why the show has so many weird ways to bring in like these ridiculously powerful people. Um, and we were just getting like a taste of what angels can kind of do, or what are the four archangels we saw kind of causing the most trouble and most troublesome stuff that we saw in the past. We see that they have at least um, seemingly three of them, from what I can see. They have pretty much put themselves in a position where now anything they do can hopefully help destroy the demons that are the Ten Commandments that are left. But as of right now, it doesn't, like, nothing is set in stone with how much power they have. They're possessing someone else's body. It's not like they're just in their full body of an angel, which they say they sacrifice their bodies and they're just spirits. So, how much power does a spirit actually have compared to if they didn't sacrifice themselves for the cause of sealing up uh, the commandments in the first place? So, now that, and demons of all kinds. So, now that everything is kind of coming to a head in this show, it's almost as if we can start to see, like I was saying earlier, just an inevitable end. And that's what's scary about some shows is once they start showing you the sign of there might not be much left, you definitely should hope that the story and stuff like that just stays good through and through. So even from start to finish, depending on how you feel about this show, everything could change dramatically quickly depending on how fast some of these plots start getting sewed up. Because even when I was watching this week's episode, it felt like um, the archangel, with how much like power he just used against what's his face, Meliodas' brother. It almost is as if he didn't feel it coming until like it was way too late. Almost, like he purposely did that. I couldn't tell you if he did, but to think that they've sensed, almost everything that's been happening, and this attack itself kind of gets the jump on him. Mainly probably due to Merlin just kind of not even giving him a heads up until too late. Oh, that was dirty. Um, and because of it, it leads to this overall interesting little exchange of her kind of just being coy and taking her time with this deal. I couldn't believe she actually just started saying, "Oh yeah, yeah, I'll get to it in a minute. Like, I'll remove my magic and do what you need me to do. Just let me work out my shoulders real quick. My shoulders are kind of stiff. Don't worry about me. Just chill out." And of course, this man starts getting angry and pretty much like wants to absolutely destroy her. But um, in the grand scheme of her plotting, her magic is still there, and it's like learning everything we learn about her from this guy was pretty telling, right? Like, I can't do anything to this guy with this slow weapon. Um, every detail about the two gods who reached out to her because of her unlimited magic is pretty crazy to still picture. She isn't just, soloing the whole entire series, right? Like, how is she not strong enough to just take out every single person? I mean, once Zeliotis first came here, Zeliotis, once he shows up and he's like, yeah, I'd rather not fight you, so if you wouldn't mind just giving me what I want, we can be on our way. I hate what's his face's fight style. The axe. Can't stand it, but I'm about to body him easily. Um, and to think that he didn't want to fight necessarily, knowing that fighting is relatively easier than having conversations and all that stuff, and we've seen how easily he could take out Meliodas' like arm without him even noticing, right? So you would imagine that he would be able to just do the same thing or quicker to her, but he is very, very hesitant to even want to fight her or make that the decision that they have to go by. So learning that she pretty much was a downfall of a giant like kingdom as well, you can only imagine what actually her life was there. I don't know if we're gonna get that much in this, which I could see happening. We went through the past for King and Diane, and this was kind of the past for her, but it was told through someone else's like stories, not like we, are on the ground level walking in her shoes to see how many people were impressed of her power, seeing how it spread like a disease once people found out about just how much potential she had, so much so that it actually reached the gods and whatnot. So it's one of those things where you're kind of just like, okay, so she's the main character? She's not the main character. How is she not the main character? And how does anyone top her level of power? In the case of, how is it that even with all of that she has, she was still caught off guard by the teacher of Meliodas, so easily, I should say. She has all these things, which makes a lot more sense why when she gets hit by all of these like she's been hit by the commandment where if you break it, you turn into stone and you're pretty much dead. She broke out of that. Um, she's been hit with her own magic that was used against her. All these different things she's been hit by. It makes a lot more sense why she could bounce back with all of the things she's gotten, all the way down to she can't even be brainwashed by a goddess, which is crazy. So I'm very much more looking forward to what they're gonna do with her character, because she kind of seems OP. Like, she seems super, super broken, but we know that's not the case with how things are kind of turning out. And we also get more confirmation, which we should have already known, that King Arthur has been kind of under investigation by the demons, in the case of just, it's not like the commandments or, Zeliotis didn't know that he was down there taking out his people. So it was only a matter of time before he got found out and snuffed. But with someone like Meliodas there now, he better really watch himself if they were, and the other, and oh my god, all three of them there. And if he goes in there, because he did bring up about some holy sword, so if he ends up going in there, he is in for a fight for his life, which I want to see more of him, but I understand why they can't. All he is doing is fighting little demons, saving as many humans as he can, and then chilling out. So not too much more to go over in that regard. But yet again, Seven Deadly Sins plot is super dope. But at the end of the day, it's subpar because of just how it looks as a whole, knowing that it could have looked so much cooler and fresher. But I still accept it, and I still hope that you guys are having an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be when you're watching this, and I will talk to you in the next one. Peace.